And let's go ahead and introduce our players here. Sean, down in the bottom left side, it is going to be Golden. And I gotta say, that was an awesome DBZ in the last game. His decision making was so great. And up in the top right side, it is indeed going to be JonnyREcco.
You know, I'm interested to see if there's going to be some different adjustments from Rico's part. I would say in GoldenLighT's shoes, going for that expansion first, then going for the third plus speed zergling attack combo is generally a very effective play. But it's really going to be up to JonnyREcco to get that defense up, to rely a little bit more on that layer tech. Everything that Rico was doing was a lot more defense-oriented. I think quite cleverly even skipping the roach speed to get the infestors up. But man, Light, I think, has just a great sense of, GoldenLight has a great sense of whether to be building roaches or zerglings to continue the aggression, because it's very easy to go into all roach mode and get a little owned by those infestors.
I do like the completely different playstyles here from game number one. Now, Sean,
Wow.
we had mentioned that in we do have the early pool here at 10 supply, and they're going to be doing the double extractor trick here just to get his supply a little bit above that. There's the cancel right there, giving him 12 out of 10 supply. But Sean, the last map we watched is completely shaped different than the map we're on now.
Yeah.
What are some different things that can happen on this map that may not have happened on Ohana?
Well, the biggest thing is that counterattacks are going to be a lot more effective. On Ohana, you can cut from left to right very easily. On this map, it's nearly impossible to bounce all the way back and cut off a counterattack if you've moved down the wrong lane. I mean, already we're seeing some different style coming up from GoldenLight as he's going for that early wait a minute. Okay, I want to talk about some of those mid-game attack timings, but look at this. Going for the 12 pool and making no zerglings. GoldenLight making no zerglings. In the unit tab, we see no zerglings, Mike. That's
Sean, there's no zerglings in this game yet.
He just, I mean, now it could be one of two things. He's either going to begin injecting larvae very early and rely on 2 early queens for defense, or he really wants to transfuse ASAP.
Oh, man. Now, it does look like, yep, there's the first queen going to be popping out well ahead of JonnyREcco here. He does have his own expansion on the way right now. But looking at the 2 builds that GoldenLight's going right now, Sean, is Rico going to be able to hold on at the early stages of the game?
This is a really weird play from GoldenLight. Almost always when you go for a 10 pool opening, you're doing it to apply a little pressure and still have the early 2 queens for the defense. But GoldenLight looks like he's just trying to do some sort of re-optimization of a pool first build, and I'm actually completely unsure as to who's going to come out ahead or behind. The important thing that I'd note from Rico's point of view is that he is doing his same old build. The one he did last game, same as the one he did this game, is the same as the ones that we've seen him do in other televised Zerg games. So he has a lot of experience with this, and it's a very flexible build. You're seeing the Zergling speed pop out. The expansion is done. GoldenLight is a lot more technically constructed, and I'd probably say that GoldenLight has some odd timing push coming up if he's constructing it in this way.
Now, right now, the queen's just going to be spawning here for Rico. And he does have the one down at the natural as well. It has waddled its way on down there. And a defensive spine crawler going to be going down here for Rico. And we do see that defensive baneling nest right now. Well, I would assume this is a defensive baneling nest here, Sean, if it's similar to the last game. But is Rico going to be able to have any well-timed attacks in the next couple of minutes here? Or is GoldenLight going to have to do something?
You know, I actually think that Rico's going to be waiting on whether or not he sees his opponent take that third hatchery or not. If there is a third hatch incoming, you can very easily flood with a bunch of zerglings and hit him around 7:30 or 7. And it's quite difficult to hold off in GoldenLight's position, especially if you're a little bit off guard. And this zergling in the main base for JonnyREcco, I don't know how much of it got to see, but if you can spot that your opponent has no baneling nest, that's often a very important time to strike. And look at that, already 10 zerglings in production for JonnyREcco. He'll be doing the expand and baneling nest double whammy, and this is going to give GoldenLight a whole bunch of trouble. Sure, GoldenLight might be able to stay alive, but GoldenLight can't get his third up.
Yeah, and taking a look at the vision that Rico had with that Zergling, he spotted everything that was on the creep. He was able to make the rounds. We do see the Zergling's got to be moving out right now through the center of the map, most likely going to be making those Banelings right outside the expansion. Yep, there they are. You can see them morphing in right now. It is going to be 6 Banelings right here, and there's only got to be 1. No, he is adding on some more Spine Crawlers here, but I don't...
JonnyREcco.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be able to hold this off or not right now. 1 Spine Crawler is going to be canceled.
Wow, that is a real dangerous spot to be in for GoldenLighT right now. We see the Banelings moving in, starting to do a lot of damage. Target firing the hatch, and we see there goes down the Spine Crawler. Suddenly, the Zerglings and Queens are going to have to go down the ramp, and JonnyREcco, oh, he gets to decide, does he want to kill Queens, does he want to kill the hatch, and it looks like he gets it down before the Banelings arrive. Even the neutral supply depot at the front suffered some serious hits, and while all that attack was going on, JonnyREcco was producing only drones. That third hatch might not even go down his expo. He might build it in his main for safety.
You do mention those drones, Sean. 40 drones to 33 here for GoldenLighT, and I want to ask something really quick, but first there's going to be a small skirmish here. A couple Lings do get trapped. Every single Zergling is almost invaluable right now, especially if he's behind, but needs to be careful of those Banelings. He does finally break off a couple of Zerglings to try and deal with those, but it is 1 or 2 Baneling hits away from being a disaster. Nice hit there, but can he hit all these Banelings right there? It's so dangerous here for GoldenLighT.
Oh, JonnyREcco just needs to control his things reasonably well to swing a big advantage. Looks like we see the Baneling count from JonnyREcco absolutely skyrocketing. Roach Warren going down. GoldenLighT, I think, doing the only play he can do in the midst of all this and going for a layer. He applied as much pressure as he could. We see JonnyREcco still at Hatch Tech, and will stay at Hatch Tech for quite some time now that that third is going down. So GoldenLighT will likely be transitioning to Mutalisks.
Now, Sean, going back to that first battle we saw right there, what did you think about the Banelings hitting on the Spine Crawlers? That's something you don't see very often, but I'm curious on your thoughts on that.
As long as you don't lose all your Banelings in that position, it forces the Zerg opponent to bring his Queens and or Zerglings down to kill your Zerglings. This means that your Zerglings now have the option of picking off his Queens, now have the option of detonating a Baneling at the front of his unit line. It gives you more options, and most importantly, it did splash damage to the hatch and helped kill it off, so that's never really going to be a bad choice.
The Ling's going to try and run inside the main base. 1, 2 get inside and are going to see everything that's going on. Once again, making the rounds. Is going to see the tech on the way. He sees the infestation pit and the third hatchery.
Wow.
And right now, I feel like JonnyREcco's going to be in a great spot here, Sean. He's at 75 supply to the 52 here. He doesn't even need to kill his opponent right now because he just made another huge wave of drones, 60 drones to 46. The pathogen glands on the way. I feel like GoldenLighT's going to need the most ridiculous fungals of all time to hold off any sort of mid-game attack right now.
You know, it's interesting because almost all Zerg players in GoldenLighT's position would probably be trying to go for some sort of Mutalisk play, trying to take out the Overlords, get map control, start to expand more, force anti-air defense. But GoldenLighT is doing this very, very modern style of Zerg vs. Zerg that's literally Ling Infestor straight to Ultra. In a position where you think your opponent can't attack you for a while, such as an opponent who has a delayed layer, which in other words means a delayed Roach speed. I mean, this Overseer is getting the chance to see the inactive Roach Warren. So that means that GoldenLighT knows that there's not going to be a lot of pressure for a little while. It's a reasonable opportunity to go for somewhat of a fast hive, take a third of your own, but most importantly, that macro hatch in GoldenLighT's main base definitely helps contribute to a big swell of Zerglings, and more importantly, a catch-up opportunity in the drone count.
Wow, 9 more drones here on the way for Rico, just pushing his supply
drones.
lead further and further ahead. He's currently, let's see what it sits at when he finishes, 68 drones to 54. Both players definitely macroing like crazy after that initial engagement. Rico kind of returning the favor, going to be scouting out the main base with his Overseer to see exactly what's going on there. And right now, potential counterattack Zergling is going to be set up down on the bottom right side. There's really no weak spot of Rico's defenses right now. He has stuff on the high ground as well as at the third base. The main thing you want to watch out for on this map is those 3-pronged Roach attacks. We've seen them used in almost every single matchup. And the upgrades, though, for Rico looking pretty good. He is working on Roach upgrades as well as the +2 attack damage upgrade there. 12, 13 Roaches on the way here. I mean, I feel, Sean, like he's going to be pretty maxed out anytime that he wants to.
Oh, yeah, and it's all going to come down to having these superior Infestor blasts from GoldenLighT's point of view. He's at 5 Infestors right now, and interestingly, we're seeing GoldenLight, look how much gas he wants, getting the 2 geysers before his 3rd expansion is even done. And also, we see pulling all the way back to +1 melee, or excuse me, +1 ranged attack from GoldenLight. That's a little bit of a surprising choice. We still see just Baneling under production for GoldenLight, and as these roaches are starting to swell in, it's going to be a difficult task. Ooh, a little bit of a whiff fungal there.
Yeah, nice dodging there by Rico, realizing it was going to happen. Much better fungals right here, but I don't know if there's even enough energy on these Infestors. No, they're completely out of energy, using the remainder of their energy on the Infested Terrans. Rico is out for blood. He's going to be marching right in here. 174 applied to 94. There's a big fungal right there, but seriously, no energy left on these Infestors. Here we go. The 3rd base is surely going to fall, and even the roaches right here going to intercept it.
There's a good game.
GoldenLight. Wow.